Hey everyone, it's the one and only magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I have a collectible video regarding Red Dead Redemption 2. And this is going to be the first part of the exotic collector. So, I'm sure for those of you that have been watching my Red Dead Redemption 2 videos, you might remember me going to go see Algerton Wasp, and he gave us a list of plumes to go ahead and collect, and also Lady of the Night orchids. So this video is dedicated mostly to going around collecting all of the Lady of the Night orchids, and then as far as the British egret, the little egret, and the snowy egret, those are the 5 plumes that he wants. But however, instead of me recording gameplay of going around killing 5 different of the same type of bird, I'm just going to show that once per bird. So you will see me do that 3 different times. Now, with the Lady of the Night orchids, he wants 15 of them, so he wants a total of 30. You know, the justification for going around recording where all the Lady of the Night orchid locations are, the justification for that obviously is because all 15 of them are in different locations. You got that? But these 3 birds, they spawn in the same location. So you're going to see that. And then there's a little bit of toward the end of the video, there's a little bit of an encounter that we have that is not part of the collectible. But you know what? I figured I would go ahead and add it in there. So momentarily, I am going to show you guys a map of where all of the Lady of the Night orchids locations are. So you will get a better understanding of what I mean by, like, yeah, I'm going to show you where all 15 of the Lady of the Orchid locations are. They work just like the rock carving locations, like when I did that. When I went around and, now I haven't done any other location, any collectibles yet for Red Dead Redemption 2, but when I was going around doing the collectibles for GTA 5, that's a great example, because I did a majority of them. I'm going to do more collectible videos for Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, I still got, like, dinosaur bones to find. I'm pretty sure there's another collectible after that I'm not even acutely aware of. Plus, we're going to have 4 or 5 parts of this exotic collector. So, I could have just made this one long video, but I wanted to break this down into multiple parts. Because at the end of this video, he does give us another list, and the collection grows a little bit longer from 30 to 37, I think. And I will get part 2 out whenever I get to it. That's the benefit of going ahead and doing multiple parts. I'm not going to be burnt out on the same or pretty much similar type of collectible right away. But anyway, if you enjoy collectible content like this, and if you want to see me going around collecting the 10 rock carvings, that video is in the collectibles playlist. Plus, I'll go ahead and put the link to that video down in the description down below. And all my GTA 5 collectibles are in there as well. But anyway, I hope you guys will be able to sit back and enjoy, and I will be right back to show you guys where I have a map, I have a picture of these locations of where the orchids are. So I will be right back with that, and we'll be back with the gameplay portion of it, just going around getting the plumes and the orchids. And I know I'm just babbling on and on at this point, but yeah, let's go ahead and let the collectibles of the portion of the video begin, shall we?
Hey, friend.
Buenos dias.
It's a real beautiful country around this area.
That's something. One moment, please. This is extremely delicate.
Hey.
There. Ah, wonderful. Algernon Wasp, purveyor of the exotic and the exquisite. Enchanté.
Tacitus Kilgore.
How can I help you? May I interest you in a hat, perhaps? How about a nymph? I import them from Brussels. The idiots in this town all want Italian nymphs, but the Italians make the coarsest of marble. I mean, quite frankly, the Baroque is an abomination. Belgium. Now that is a land for the connoisseur.
Oh, yes. Yeah, as I always say. But, you know, I'm not really a nymph kind of man.
Oh, of course, too ephemeral. You want something, more tangible, more gothic. I also make corsets. Would you like a corset? I always wear one.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I ride a lot of horses. The whalebone might stick in.
Well, a cup of tea.
Sure.
And what is it you do, Mr. Kilgore? Are you a gentleman of leisure? An aesthete? An artist?
No, I suppose I'm kind of an adventurer.
Ha! Yes, of course you are. Here, be careful with the china, sir. It is French.
Belgian?
No. They are Philistines in that area, not to be trusted. Youth, eternally preserved in marble, is more their specialty. I fear China will always elude them. Now, why are you here exactly?
I don't know.
You're an adventurer, a wanderer, a lost soul cast out from heaven?
Sure.
Well, I do pay exceptionally well for certain objects needed for my art.
Oh, you do?
I do. Exceptionally well.
Well, what do you need?
Let's see. Right now, I have a couple of commissions. I need at least 15 egret plumes. Good ones, obviously. I also need 15 assorted orchids. Here's a list.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Thanks for the tea.
Thank you, Tacitus. It'll be very worth your while.
All right, we got 5 little egret plumes, 5 reddish egret plumes, 5 snowy egret plumes, and 15 Lady of the Night orchids. Now let's go find them. All right, now that introductory cutscene to Algerton Wasp is out of the way, right here, as you can see, there is the map that I was discussing earlier. This is the map of the Lady of the Night Orchids location. So those red little dots, there are about 20 of them in those specific areas where the red dots are. But thankfully, we only need 15 of them. So if you just look at this map, you can go to any of the 15 locations until you get 15 out of 15 Lady of the Night orchids. It doesn't really matter what order that you go in, but I would recommend that you just go ahead and get it all done in one run. That way, you don't have to do any backtracking later on. That would be my only recommendation, because it sucks to backtrack, especially if you're trying to find a collectible, and maybe you might find a couple and you don't feel like finding all of them, and then you might go back on a later date to try to find all of them, and then you can't remember which ones that you already collected. So like if you're trying to go for a collectible like this, it's only 15 of them, but yeah, I would recommend if you're starting this, just get them all in one run. That way you don't have to do any backtracking. So yeah, let's go ahead and make this short and sweet, and let's get to the gameplay. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, now that I've shown you guys the whole map, let's go around and collect those 15 required Lady of the Night orchids. And I'm going to show you the first one where I go to get the first one. Now, those red dots, you can go to any of them and get any of those 15. So that'll be the first location right around there where that bee is. So yeah, I mean, this part, going around collecting the Lady of the Night orchids. No, okay, you know what? That might actually be the second location. It doesn't really matter. To be honest, this was honestly like the easiest part of this. Now, I already did get one of the egret plumes by just happen chance, but I'm only going to record and show you guys of me hunting one of each of those plumes, because it works the same way as hunting, and there's no need to show you guys that 15 different times. And there you go, there's the first Lady of the Night orchid right there. 2 out of 30. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to go on to location number 2 for the second one. for the second Lady of the Night Orchid. Now that'll be the second one right there next to the bee. And you don't have to do this in the exact order that I'm doing it in, as long as you get 15 of them, but you will be getting most of them. So you want to look for them on like trees. Like, there we go, simple. That one was really simple. Some of these will get me kind of tripped up, but I just got to remember to look on trees. So there's the second one that we just found. On to the third one. All right, now on to the third location, which is around right here, somewhere roughly in that area of where I got it marked on the map. Like I said, I showed you guys that map with the red little dots for a reason. That way, I don't know, if you ever want to use this as a guide, you can. So this one kind of has me tripped up a little bit, but yeah. But I eventually end up finding it right about here, right there. There we go. That's the third Lady of the Night Orchid. Excellent. Let's move on to the next one. All right, on to the next location. I believe this is going to be number 5. It'll be the number of the Lady of the Orchids will be on the screen somewhere in the corner when I get to edit all of this. The actual number, even if I get the number mixed up, the actual number will be on the screen. Oh, damn, we got to look out for that crocodile or that alligator right there. Yeah, let's take care of him. No chances. Yeah, I know that was a bit overkill, but I'm not taking chances. Alright, back to finding the next Lady of the Night Orchid. Yeah, I'm just trying to be careful to make sure there's no other alligators around. And just in case I need to fill up my did-I again. But I think we're in the clear after that one. Like I said, this has already been pre-recorded. And I was doing this in my own time. I'm just recording it again. Because like I said, like I had mentioned, I'm planning on making this certain collectible multiple parts. I could have made it one long video, but I didn't want to be burnt out on this certain collectible. And when I looked into it and found out it was like 4 or 5 different parts, I was like, damn, yeah, there's no way that I'm doing it in one video. And there is Orchid number 5. All right, on to the next one, or I think it's number 4. The correct number will be on the screen, I assure you. All right, the next location, let me show you where I'm going to go next. Right around there. Yeah, I know it says a bounty, but yeah, just ignore the bounty. That's, I pay that off later on, but that has nothing to do with this video because I accidentally ran into a pedestrian and it's my fault, even though they backed into my horse. Go figure, right? But anyway, the next location of the Lady of the Night Orchid is around here somewhere. I think this one, again, I think this is one of the rare ones that has me lost a little bit, but there it is nonetheless. And we can go ahead and get it off the list so we can move on to the next one.
Let's go, boy.
All right, we are back, and let's find the next Lady of the Night Orchid, which I believe is going to be right about here somewhere, roughly. Like I said, that's why I showed you that picture of the map with the little red circles, or the red little dots. That way it'll give you a better idea of where these Lady of the Night Orchids are. So I think I have to end up going to the other side of the train tracks, if I'm not mistaken, because like, see, this is where I'm kind of getting a little stumped here. I'm trying to remember if I have to go to the other side, because like I said, this is pre-recorded, but I do end up finding it, so it's no problem. I just get a little turned around here in this area. Yeah, after a minute of find, I think I'm trying to remember. We'll find. You know what? We'll find out together when I find it. I definitely find it for sure. Yeah, this one took me a minute to find for sure. This might have been the toughest one for me to actually find. I believe after this, it's pretty much smooth sailing afterward. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I see any of them egret plumes. That's what I'm looking. But no, these are a different type of birds. So you birds do not have to be sacrificed. Damn, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it might be further down, and I'm just not realizing it. Yep, there it is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but I wanted to look over here just to make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was right over here. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I told you, this one took me a minute to actually find. Anyway, we got that one. Now we're going to move on to the next one. All right, I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly why I took a long pause there. Maybe I was looking, I think I was looking at my phone at the time to make sure where I was going to go next. That's probably what it was. But we're still on the same on the same one that we're trying to find. We just arrived to it. And yeah, this one, yep, it's right there. See that one was a lot easier to find. And now we're going to go on to the next one. Yeah, like I explained there at the beginning, I'm not going to show every bird I kill. I'm just going to show one of each. All right, on to the next one, which I've done lost count what number it is at this time, but the correct number should be on the screen somewhere. Oh, yeah? All guilty people say that, sir. Now, this one, again, should be a relatively easy one to find. Or do I get confused again? I'm pretty sure I find it. It doesn't take that long to find? No, it ain't on. Yeah, no. I thought it was on that one. Yeah, I get, some of you probably wouldn't want to put yourselves through this, and hey, I totally get it. So there it is. That one was kind of hidden, but yeah. Come on. There it is. But you know what? I really like Red Dead Redemption 2, so I don't really mind doing it. And now let's move on to the next one. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next one. I think I'm looking down to see where I want to go next at this point. We are going to end up toward Calica Hall, by the way. I'm pretty sure. So we are getting close to the end of these collections.
Easy, whoa.
All right, there is the next one. That one was relatively pretty simple. So yeah, let's jump over to the next one. All right, let's go on to the next one. We are closing in on finding the Lady of the Night orchids. Like I said, we are going to end up toward the top of Calica Hall because that's where some of them are based off of that map. So yeah, after finding all these orchids, then I'm going to show you 3 separate shots of me hunting one reddish, one little, and one snowy. there's no sense in me showing 5 to 5 to 5 because it essentially is the same thing. Yeah, you could argue that with the Lady of the Night orchids, but where I'm hunting these birds at, they are in the same location as the Lady of the Night orchids are in different locations. So it justifies showing you guys where all of the Lady of the Night orchid locations are. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get to the next orchid location. All right, here we go. Quickly, we're going to get into the location of the next one. Oh, yeah, we're getting pretty close. We are getting pretty close. I'm pretty sure this is, yeah. I don't know why I didn't mark it, but it should be on the, yeah, we're going to look. So, yeah, we are, yeah, nothing is checked off. So we got 11 out of, so we still got like, what is it, 5 more? Yeah. Again, I think I'm looking to see where exactly I want to go to for the next one exactly. So hold on. Wait till I mark it on the map. Okay, there we go. That'll be the next one that I go to. Because like I said, I was doing this in my own time, and I decided to go ahead and record it. So we are close-ish to the next location. It might be a little further south from here than where it says on the map, but we are close to it. So, yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to go down here. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm making sure to look at the map just to make absolutely sure. Yep, see, there it is. I figured it was a little south than where the map says, but it's pretty close. So there's the next one right then and there. Let's go to the next one. All right, here's the next Lady of the Night orchid, about right there. Yep, roughly about right there. And this one, I'm pretty sure is going to probably be the easiest one to find, as you'll see why. Because, like, in this area, there's literally only one tree in the whole location. So, there you go. That one is probably the easiest one out of all of them, to be honest. Because, like, look, that's the only tree in that specific location. There you go. Easy, lemon squeezy. There we go. We are nearly done with this part of the collectible. All right, let's go ahead and find the next one, which again, we're kind of going to go back across Calico Hall, up around the top of it, because we are almost done with this. So we only got 3 more. So there we go. We got 3 more exactly to find. There we go. That's a better way to track it, by going into your satchel. So we got exactly 3 more left to find. I told you guys I lost track of it a while ago, but like I said, the correct number of the Lady of the Orchids will be like in one of the corners, one of the top corners of the screen when I go to edit all of this. So this will be number 13, obviously. I don't know what this is, but we're going to pick it up anyway, even though it has nothing to do with the collectible. There it is, number 13. Now we're going to be moving on to number 14. All right, let's go ahead and find the next one, which will be number 14. Right about here. So yeah, we are officially in Calico Hall, where the Greys reside. Y'all remember the Greys from chapter 3? So there we go. That one was pretty easy. So we only got 1 more Lady of the Night orchid left to go. Just like that. Yeah, it says 15, but you gotta remember I found one of them plumes. All right, let's go ahead and find that final Lady of the Night Orchid. And then I'm going to check the list to make sure to double check before we move on to one of each of those plumes. And then we'll return to Algerton Wasp when we have all the collectibles. All right, there we go. We're going to double check that list in just a second. All right, let's go ahead and double check that list. There we go. There's all of the Lady of the Night Orchids. We just got to get the rest of the items, and we'll be in business. All right, I am back at it, and here we are. We are going to be hunting one of each of the birds, and I believe this one is going to be a little egret plume, if I'm not mistaken. So let me see. Yep, this is going to be a little egret plume. And of course, I'm only going to show one of the little egret, one snowy, and one British. There we go. We're going to make sure we get it. And I just need to make sure there's no alligators that are going to want to decide that they want some lunch. So I think we're good. So that's going to be one plume down already. Yeah, and the other two egrets are going to spawn in this exact location. So that's why I'm not going to show all 5 of them. I'm only going to show one of each. So we got 1 down, 2 more to go. All right, I am back, and once again, we're back at the same location, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be another one of those plumes that spawns here. We already did the little egret, or little egret, however you want to say it. Now, I believe this is going to be one of the snowy ones. We are going to find out here in just a minute. Well, we got 2 of them in the vicinity. They're about to fly away, but not on my catch. Not on my watch, I should say. There we go. We got them. And look, this alligator's going to move in thinking he's going to get lunch. I don't think so. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't kill him yet. That should do it. There we go. Alright, now that we got that out of the way. Yeah, that's going to be a snowy egret. And I don't know, that might also be a snowy one. But we're going to still check it anyway. Yep, that is also a snowy one. Like, that's pretty much most of the snowy ones I got right there. Alright. Yeah, is that another snowy one? Damn, yeah, that crocodile, or that alligator, I'm sorry, don't come at me in the comments saying, that's not a crocodile, that's an alligator. I know there's a difference, okay? But anyway, we gotta try and find ourselves a British egret, and we will be back. Alright, we are back, and I have had a change of clothes in the meantime, and we are back to the same area, and we are going to hopefully find a British egret. There it is. Yeah, we found one. And this should be the final one before we have to go and meet with Algerton Wasp. That way we can go ahead and end this part 1, because I know he's going to have more shit for us to go ahead and collect. Which is a shame, and I'm not sure. Again, this is pre-recorded, so I'm not really sure why I have this paused for as long. I don't know. I might be on YouTube on my phone at this point during this pre-record, to be honest with you. But anyway, now we're back. Now let's go ahead and check where he was. I know there's a little egret, but we're not looking for little. We're looking for the British one. Let's move up. We should be able to see him better if we move up. I don't want to move too far away and then he flies away on me. Nope, there he is. There we go. Now we're just going to put that poor bird out of his misery, and yeah. And then there's a big alligator. Okay. Now that one, that alligator might already be dead. Yeah, he is, because he would have moved. All right. Now we got the final piece to this collection. So let's go ahead and collect it, and then we're going to move on over and meet Algerton Wasp. There we go. 30 out of 30. You have found everything on the list from the exotics collector. Visit him in Saint Denis, which we will do very shortly. I'll see you guys over there.
Please, help! I need a doctor. All right, friend, all right. You're gonna be okay. You gonna help me? Oh, you gotta. You gotta. Please. I'll get you help. Stay alive. Okay. Okay. We're nearly there. Just hold on a little longer, all right? That was me thinking. Must stay awake. Where am I? Don't you give up now. I'm dying. This is it. My arm. I can't feel it anymore. All right, friend. All right, we're at the doctor. Oh, good God. Quickly, bring him in here. Right here. Sit him down in this chair. What happened? Just saw you fall out of the saddle. Don't worry, you're at the doctor. Thanks, friend. I appreciate it. Sure.
There's also the matter of my payment. But we'll deal with that later.
All right. All right.
A lot of blood loss. This wound's badly infected. I'll save as much as I can, but I'll have to amputate.
What? What did you say?
Try to breathe. I'll give you something for the pain.
No.
There you are. And I'll knock him out for a while. You did a good thing bringing him here. But now, I'd recommend moving along. You do not want to see this.
Trust me, I've seen Terrifier, bro. Like, nothing will shock me anymore. I've seen 10 times worse in all of the Terrifier movies, so... I know this is random.
You're in a bad way. But you'll pull through.
That was good work, Doctor.
Yeah, he's lucky.
Wounds like that will kill you if you aren't careful. He's lucky he just lost the arm. It's nice of you to stay, but don't fret. He'll make it. Come now. Let's let him rest. All we can do now is hope for the best.
I know this clip seems random, but it will make sense with the next clip. Okay? All right, I am back. After completing and collecting everything on that exotics collectible list, we are going to go and meet Algerton Wasp to go ahead and complete the first part. So let's go over there and meet him. Algerton Wasp, Duchesses and Other Animals 2. Algerton Wasp asked you to collect a selection of plumes and orchids and return them to him. Alright. This is going to be new to me because I've started the mission in the past, but I've never actually completed the list. So, yeah, this is going to be new to me. So, yeah, let's go ahead and end part 1, and we'll pretty much start part 2 probably with this cutscene, I would imagine, because he's got a couple more parts and things for us to collect, I'm pretty sure, from what I was looking into. Oh, there we go. There's good old Al Neary, who, in my opinion, is the best hitman in Godfather, not Luca Brasi. There's a reason, spoiler alert, but there's a reason Al Neary made it past the first one and Luca Brasi didn't. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. This is going to be new to me, so we'll see.
Good day, sir. Oh, Mr. Kilgore, how are you? Well, I trust.
I got you the plumes and the orchids that you asked for.
You did! Oh, the Duchess of Sorrento will be most happy with you. She's an old friend, the Duchess. Gone to see the little now, but in her youth, oh, she was the most beautiful woman in all of Italy. A Neapolitan pearl, even I would. Oh, bellissima. Oh, quite astonishing. You're good. You're very good. Algernon, I whispered to myself. I said, this man has the eye of an artist. No, he's better than an artist. He's a man of taste, a connoisseur like you. Oh, that's what I murmured to myself, and I wasn't wrong. No, sir, I was quite right. Marvelous.
How much do I get?
Well, I don't. At least $100. This should set you right. I'm sorry it's cash. I prefer something less vulgar, but such is life.
I'm fine with cash. Anything else you need?
Me? No, I'm fine. There is one thing. More orchids. Quite a particular list, but once again, I will make it worth your troubles.
Okay.
It's a little something I'm making for the Baroness von Buchwald. You know how she is.
Oh, very demanding.
Dreadfully so. The best ones, they always are.
All right. So let's go ahead and autosave it. And we'll take a list, or we'll take a look at that list. We'll take a list. Yeah, sure, we'll take a list. Sure thing. We'll take a look at that list. Oh my goodness, 37. Okay, so we got a little bit more to collect on this one. Exotic collectors list. Let's take a look. Okay, so we need 20 heron feathers, 7 ladies slipper orchids, and 10
what you expected?
some kind of flower orchids. I'm just going to call them the M flower orchids. All right, so we got 27, or no, excuse me. We got 37 collectibles on this one. Damn. All right, then. Well, that'll be part 2 of the collectibles, and I will get to part 2 whenever I get to it. I may be wearing the same outfit. I might be wearing a completely different outfit. I don't know. But I'm glad I decided to go ahead and break down this one collectible into several parts instead of just making it one long video, because I'm going to tell you guys this now. I would get burnt out on this collectible very, very quickly if I did it that way. What's happening? Maybe we got something exciting.
When a beautiful young lady ridiculed your disfigured figure, you murdered her in cold blood. For your awful vanity and
What?
pride, you will pay.
Any last words before the noose?
That ugly bitch deserved what she got.
This has nothing to do with the collectible, but we might as well end it on this note. Oh my god.
I heard the next one.
I heard them talking. I had to go over here and see what it was about.
These legs with justice won this battle, but the war is far from over.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, you know what? I have another clip that will go with it, so I might as well include it in here. I mean, wow, what a way to end this collectible video, even though that's not part of the collectible, but I had to stop and go off track. But yeah, anyway, that is going to do it for this video. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. And if you're new, welcome on in for the very first time. I'm glad to have your support, and thank you for your time. I am Buck Beak, and I'm going to go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.